So much of things that we need to see about. Surely I do have to spell them out. Cause you know as well as I do, the only way is put in more effort and less play. Because now, more than ever, we must show discipline, tolerance, and production to build a strong and better nation. I say that is the main foundation. So come let us work hand in hand.
So come let us work hand in hand to build this land we call home, Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique. I want to welcome you to the Dynamic Hour, today being Sunday, the 7th day of December, 2025. What we do is to lay a foundation for reasoning so our people can better understand the happenings here in our country. My name is Kem Jones, and again, it is a pleasure for me to go on that journey with you where we can learn, where we can know more. I want to encourage the folks on Facebook and YouTube to please share the live. Sharing is caring. And I want to start off with some positive news because it is important to do so. Positivity is what we long for. For many years, that was not the case. We were always fed negativity. We do not want to go down that road again. So a little positive news here.
The government of Grenada is providing a substantial measure of relief ahead of the holiday season with the announcement of the Christmas Free Barrel program beginning on December 8th as part of efforts to ease the financial pressure on families importing essential goods for the Christmas season. Finance Minister Dennis Cornwall made the announcement during the presentation of the 2026 budget on Monday.
Christmas Free Barrel program. 100% exemptions from duties and tax, including customs service charge, up to 2 barrels per household on food and other basic necessities from December 8, 2025 to January 5, 2026.
He also announced household relief measures geared to supporting households facing global economic pressures, including electricity support and tax exemptions.
Electricity support. Monthly $10 subsidy for the households consuming up to 99 kilowatts. VAT reduced by 50% for households consuming 99 to 150 kilowatts per month. Solar PV system provided to low-income houses to meet their energy needs sustainably. Essential goods relief. VAT exemptions extended on 20 basic food items and essential items, including cooking oil, baby diapers, and female sanitary products. Cooking gas support. Fixed price of a 20-pound gas cylinder maintained at $40 to protect households from energy price fluctuation.
Commuters and motorists can also expect transportation subsidies, including direct support to bus operators to offset rising fuel and maintenance costs.
Mr. Speaker, our government remains unwavering in its commitment to protect Grenadian households from the cost of living and global economic shocks. To ease the burden of our citizens, we are maintaining and strengthening a comprehensive package of cost of living relief measures. Public transportation subsidy, direct support to bus operators to offset rising fuel costs and maintenance costs, keeping fares affordable for all commuters. Petrol tax relief. Petrol and diesel tax remain reduced to $3.50 per gallon, helping families manage transportation and household expenses.
These combined efforts represent an investment of over $47 million dedicated to directly supporting Grenadian households against global pressures and the rising cost of living.
Yes, so $47 million. The government of Grenada is pumping that directly into the economy. and into the hands of families of our people. So, for example, the actual price of a 20-pound cylinder is not $40. It's more than $40. But anything more than $40, the government of Grenada is absorbing that. So they are not passing it on to you. So you may not directly get the money in your hand, but you're paying that amount and the government is paying the balance. So when they calculate it, they come up to the amount that they're foregoing, that they're not collecting. And it's, coming to you by you not paying the higher amount. So you have to understand when he says $47 million in total, the free barrels, for example, you normally have to pay. But the government is saying, I don't want you to pay. So we are foregoing that. But they know how much you're supposed to pay on average. So it's about $47 million of cost of living relief measures. But the NNP will still complain about cost of living. They will still tell you that nothing is being done by the government. They will still make you believe that the government doesn't care. That's how the NNP operates. That's their modus operandi. They have done so for many years. It will not change anytime soon. They complain, they grind, they groan, they concoct stories, they affix stories even in the imagination, and then vomit such stories on their supporters. And their supporters in turn lick that thing up and run with it. The whole regurgitation, and I'm telling you, the NNP is dangerous for this country. The new I wanted to say the new nasty party, the new national party, in my belief, is dangerous for this, our country. Continuing with another positive piece for the creatives, because they were never seen as part of the developmental trust. The whole mainstream transformation of this country, they were never considered. The NDC came into power and brought them into the developmental agenda, into the transformation agenda. And a lot is being pumped, a lot of resources is being pumped into the creative industry. So the Office of Creative Affairs has partnered with an international studio to deliver animation and multimedia masterclasses, so our people can create stuff, animation, media or multimedia, and it's a thriving industry and area. It's very profitable, it's very lucrative. So it's really good to see that taking place.
Projects that they did individually to learn the process of animation making, and now they are coming together to produce one single project.
Big benefit to have someone out there to tell them exactly what each tool does.
We taught live streaming, videography, photography, business of filmmaking, and also storytelling. And at the end of this course, we all had about 4 projects to produce, but then after the pitch, we chose the highest score screenplay. It's called The Last Drop, over here, and we are currently in production stage.
Thank you for the partnership that was together with a little earlier, and obviously I hope that we found the rewarding time, and that when you come out here you are more incentivized and more passionate about whatever field of endeavor you choose to use the skills you develop. We are obviously serious about trying to support the creatives as much as we can, so to make sure people skills And if you can assist in any way with this, we try to Rolando and the Office of the Creative Affairs. Thank you for all the hard work, and obviously most important, past sponsor or partners, and thank you for making this reality.
Yes, and that's young people involved in the creative sector of our economy. The government is investing a lot in them. It's no longer just the Imani training program where the NNP would use these people as political tools. It's now bigger than this, investing in our youth and making sure that you get them to that place where they can earn something, where they can make something out of their talent and creativity. And this government is doing a remarkable job with the creative sector of our country. And that is what the NNP scares or is fearful of the most. They're scared, they're scared and fearful of these young people being involved in training and getting opportunities and expanding their businesses, producing more, being involved in the whole development of this country. It's beautiful. It is beautiful indeed. Folks, I love the Honorable Delma Thomas because she responded to Kate Lewis regarding the new Imani training program not being mentioned in any big way in the 2026 budget. Listen to this.
Back at concerns raised by the opposition over the future of the Imani program, Minister of Youth Honorable Delma Thomas says government is moving to upgrade the initiative to offer more participants permanent employment opportunities. Her comments followed criticisms from former Minister of Youth and opposition MP for St. Andrew Northeast, Honorable Kate Lewis, who questioned what she described as the apparent omission of the embattled Imani program from the 2026 National Budget Statement. Responding to the 2026 budget during Thursday's parliamentary debate, Lewis reminded that the program, which was launched under the former NNP administration and later rebranded by the NDC as the new Imani program, had provided training and employment for many young people and should be continued despite the change in government.
What was glaring to me, Mr. Speaker, a painful discovery of the complete removal of the new Imani program. A program that, despite its imperfections, has transformed the lives of thousands of young people across our nation. You see, Mr. Speaker, we must be honest and fair, and not because you cross the floor, you cannot accept the positive things that this program brought to the young people of this country.
However, Minister Thomas countered that government's intention is to transition the program into a more sustainable model that allows participants to move into permanent employment.
For years, Mr. Speaker, young people were trapped in temporary programs, controlled with stipends, and fear. That era is over, Mr. Speaker. Let the nation hear this clear.
She explained that future budgetary allocations will reflect a shift from the program being housed solely under the Ministry of Youth as participants are transitioned into full-time positions across other sectors.
When Imani trainees transition into permanent engagement, dignified employment, the budget, Mr. Speaker, must move to the ministries that they got placed permanently. So if you take somebody who was a teacher trainee, and you're getting paid under the Ministry of Youth $1,200, but they are permanent now, Mr. Speaker, you cannot allocate for them under the Ministry of Youth. They have to be under the Ministry of Education, getting their full salaries. So, Mr. Speaker, naturally, the budget will shift from stipends to real salaries and real opportunities. That is not a cut.
That is correction and upgrade.
Under the youth economy category, in the 2026 budget, government announced the establishment of a youth empowerment agency aimed at modernizing existing programs such as Empower, Elevate Her, and Youth Biz with a budgetary allocation of 15 million EC dollars. However, the Imani program was not mentioned.
Right. So, I mean, we're in 2025. The new Imani training program is a NNP thing. They kept these young people trapped. A program meant for 18 months to 2 years to train. Some of these young people remain in that thing for 8 years, collecting $700 per month. One, when the NDC came into power, they increased that stipend to $1,200. And then they made it very clear that these young people must transition. So they will be given permanent status in some areas that are needed, and some would have to transition to enhance themselves academically and otherwise. It's common sense, and there are other programs that are more beneficial to young people that the NDC introduced. It is simple like that. So Kate Lewis is stuck in the NNP era, in the Keith Mitchell era of politics, where young people were kept in this thing called the New Imani training program. And many of them were placed in areas that they were never interested in the first case. So I want to applaud the Honorable Delma Thomas. I think you did a fantastic job in countering that nonsense from Kate Lewis. I mean, this woman is shameless, you know. Kate Lewis is a shameless woman. It's sad. Folks, we continue. The Honorable, or well, the most Honorable Deacon Mitchell, our beloved Prime Minister, he spoke about real transformation that's happening in our country.
So, Mr. Speaker, that is what the National Democratic Congress is about, in defense of workers. We're not in defense of you remaining poor. We're in defense of you getting and working. We're in defense of you earning. We're in defense of you having your pension. That is why, again, Mr. Speaker, what they said could not be done was done. We created a new pension scheme that has given at least 3,600 employees who hitherto would not have had a government pension, a pension. But it's not just the pension, you know, Mr. Speaker. If you do any statistical analysis worldwide, they will tell you countries with pensions are some of the wealthiest. Because when you create that fund can then be invested in sectors that create more work. And by creating more work, you keep the pension fund alive. Because when you retire, for the pension to be successful, people need to be working and continue to contribute to the fund. But I understand that deferred gratification is a difficult thing sometimes to accept. We want it now. So you think when you're working, you will never get old, you will never get sick. So you always think, I want all my money now. But the reality is you will get old, you will get sick, you will stop work, and you have to plan for that rainy day. And that is what the pension is about. And that is what transformation is about. It's not addresses and social media pictures and whatever the case is. It's about real meaningful change to the lives of people. So ask the hundreds of public servants who got their pension, those who are retiring and getting their pension, the relief. They will live longer. The stress, the anxiety, at least they have funds now to address health issues. Less burden on the health system. Less need for them to be hospitalized. You can go and ask them. So you could fool the people sometimes, but you cannot fool them all the time.
Right, so that's the most Honorable Deacon Mitchell, our beloved Prime Minister there, laying it on the table. You had 3,000 plus public workers, public officers who were retiring. Well, the prospect of retirement right, was there. And they would go home with nothing, zero. So they would work all the years. And when they reach 60, they will leave the workplace, the ministry, the department. They would retire, they would leave and go home with no pension coming every month end or every fortnight. That was the reality. 3,000 plus. Just think about that. The negative impact that would have on the economy generally. All of these people were going back into poverty, and they would depend on social programs like the Poor Relief Assistance Program and going into some constituency office and begging for this and begging for that. 3,000 plus, almost 4,000. The NDC administration created a new pension scheme to facilitate them, to make sure that when they retire, they have something coming in. That's a caring government. The NNP was there and they say, well, it can't be done. It's illegal but they were not doing anything to help these people. They were retiring back into poverty. So I am happy that the NDC came into power, and it's just like a miracle, if you ask me, for great many people. They are more comfortable. They are eating better, they are sleeping better, they are living better generally, because they know when they retire, they have a pension to come. And yes, there are public officers who fall under the 1985 pension, and the benefits are more. But remember, the 3,000 plus, they were not going home with anything. Zero. Just think about you working every month, collecting $1,600 every month. You're able to pay your bills, you're able to buy food, you're able to, just get on with your life. I'm not saying it's a lot of money, but that is what you are working for. You retire and you no longer get that money. So you fall to zero, from $1,600 to zero. And the mere fact that you're getting $1,600, you can save plenty. You would get a little kakada from NIS, and I call it peanut change. Nothing much. $300 and something every month, $200 and something every month, $400 and something every month. But you still have to pay your bills. You still have to buy food. You still have to put clothes on your back. And you will be going to the pharmacy more frequently. You'll be visiting the doctor more frequently. What do you expect will happen to these people? Just think about it. Ponder upon that for a moment. So the government decided, we will fix that. So one, the people who had to get their pension and were matching in the streets under NNP, they paid them their pension and their gratuity. And they continue to get their pension every month, every fortnight, because it's bi-monthly, until they die. And then they corrected those who were unestablished and going home without a pension, providing that for them. This is fabulous. This is wonderful. That's amazing. That is what you want in a government. So take a bow, the most honorable Deacon Mitchell. You have vision. You have foresight. You're classy, but you care about people. You're not just boastful or braggish or show off. No. You're a caring person. You love people. You want a better life for people. And we applaud you for that. Unlike your predecessor. And I want to applaud now the Honorable Ron Redhead. I think he really did what I would do when Keith Mitchell announced that this budget presentation would be his last. We have heard that on many occasions, his last. But the guy was beaten badly. He was beaten badly. You know, Keith Mitchell reminds me of this bad behaved child who given so much a damn trouble that you send him to pick a tambran whip or a bowly whip, the bowly whip, and you make him strip the bowly whip, and then you make him, you know, hold a chair, and you start giving him some strap or some bowly whip. Keith Mitchell reminds me of that. But I love what the Honorable Ron Redhead said after. Because you see, Keith Mitchell is no damn good. And when he spoke in the parliament, he left this, you know, disgraceful, dirty character, disrespectful to the core. This old ghoul who has been there for all of these years, and he was a curse and not a blessing for the Grenadian people. It's like, move the mash dog, bye. We don't need what you're saying. It can't make a difference. Just mash. It's like this morning there was a pot hung trying to come in my yard. And I said, mash. Move the mash. Keith Mitchell reminds me of that.
That this is my last budget presentation. As I said, do not take anything I say personally. If I said something you know, like, well, forgive me. That would
you go to God and ask for forgiveness. Yeah? Because look, Keith Mitchell is a dark character. He's dark. And he's disingenuous. This guy is no good, no damn good. So he comes giving people this kind of impression that he's a changed individual. He can't change. That's a farthing. Half of a cent. And he's nasty to the core. He's no damn good.
was not the intention. I just trying to be me and how I feel. Don't take it personally. I just want you to know this. Nothing personal. I wish all of you success, because if you succeed,
he's disingenuous. This guy is disingenuous. You don't wish no damn MP any success. Look at them, even those on your side. Look at them. They have not grown. They have not matured. They have not improved. Even those on your side, much less those on the other end. This guy is not honest with himself. It's just like a old lion that anything peeing on. That's Keith Mitchell. That's him. He has reached to that stage where anything could pee on him. I don't take his words seriously. And as I said to you this morning, a patong dog tried to come into my gate. I said, mash dog. Keith Mitchell reminds me of that. You can't fool me with your words. Your action over the many years, they are more permanent in my memory. They are more obvious to many Grenadians. They are more, visible. When you think about Keith Mitchell, you see those things. This nasty, dirty old character.
Mr. Speaker, therefore, I want, as I close, 5 minutes, I turn to my colleagues here who accepted the mantle of leadership of our noble party to say that she has handled herself and made me proud of the last budget response. The class.
Honorable member, you have 5 minutes. Go ahead.
Thank you. The class, the empathy.
And you see Leo Cato. I mean, look, the guy's a church guy. He's a churchy. So I expect that kind of softy thing from him. But look, it's just too much, right? This guy is no good. Keith Mitchell is no damn good. He was never good for Grenada, and he will never be good for anybody. Keith Mitchell has been a curse and not a blessing for Grenada.
The love I see made me proud. She's not perfect. No one is. I wasn't myself.
I mean, the only good thing about Keith Mitchell, to be honest, is that he set up Emlyn Pay for serious failure. This guy has a way of killing, in my belief, people's political career. He has a way of doing that. And Emlyn Pay will be that victim. I mean, poor woman. Poor woman.
And I continue to provide the support that I will continue to give her. And to all my colleagues here on this side of the House. And I would also, my friends, anyone on the other side, call me when the time is fixed and my service is over, when the election is called, because my name would not be in any election manifesto. I am prepared to serve and to help in whatever capacity, my Speaker. And to you, Mr. Speaker, to the clerk, the members of this House, to all and sundry, I say to you that I have been to the mountaintop, Mr. Speaker.
You know, a good dancer knows when to get off the stage. And Keith Mitchell, this guy is so politically dumb. He's a political fool. He has had a political career where he has always been at the top. Always. But he made that cause him to believe that he's untouchable and that he's a demigod and that he will be there forever. And this young guy who was never involved in politics just come and beat his you know, a good cut tail, cut skin. You see who beat Keith Mitchell, boy? Keith Mitchell, you know, shame. The most honorable Deacon Mitchell, he never been involved in politics and so on, you know. The man just come on the scene and he beat that old, you know, it's an old tiger. Keith Mitchell is an old tiger that even a deer peeing on him. I'm telling you, any little thing peeing on him. And now he come in and talk about, you don't move there. Mash. Move there. I don't have sympathy for he. No. He never meant well. He's nasty to the core. And he will always be that way. You bow out while you're bowing out when you are the lowest. Look at you. You're a piece of thing.
I have been to the mountaintop, Mr. Speaker. I have seen it all. I have failed. I have succeeded. I have fallen down and I have gotten up. I want you all to know that no brother will fall and I would laugh.
Look at Keith now. I want all you to know that no brother will fall and I would laugh. That old nasty piece of thing. When he speaks, I remember Nazim Book, who applied for a job and this nasty, dirty old character stood in the way of that. And he came and boasted about it. Why don't mash your nasty piece of thing, your old nasty piece of thing? You know, I remember people like Jimma Bain Thomas having to fight this dirty piece of thing. I remember people like Dorset Charles. You know, I remember there's so many other people that you could point to. The Richard Duncan I remember these people having to fight this old nasty piece of trash coming and talk. What's wrong with he? What's wrong with that? I don't move there. I don't move. Mash. Mash. I remember these people. And there are more, you know, ordinary Grenadians. Who this old well, you think words could change the things that you did to this country? Nasty old dirty piece of thing.
That's not God's will.
And he talking about God, yes? If God know you, and if you could enter heaven, well, anybody else will be able to enter heaven. You see, Keith Mitchell reminds me of them tombs in the cemetery. They look beautiful on the outside, but inside they're full with wrath, decadence, decay. Wickedness consumes him. Evil consumes him. This nasty, dirty old piece of thing.
Therefore, Mr. Speaker, to you as Speaker, I thank you for enduring with me for that period. And I thank you, all of you, and to say, let us bind ourselves together. Let us do what we can, despite
If you don't know, right, if you don't know this piece of old thing, you could easily be fooled. Huh? You could easily be fooled if you don't know this piece of old thing. This old political vampire who was watching over the Grenada, the blood bank, so to speak, politically. If you don't know this guy, you could be fooled, you know. He's a trickster, in my belief. If you don't know him, you have a problem, I'm telling you. So the young people looking on, I tell you this, they could be fooled easily, thinking that this guy is some saint, or this guy is some good guy who, or you know, somebody who has been changed and transformed, and this nasty old piece of thing.
the difficulties and of course, the differences. But let's recognize we are all God's children. And we are all in this house because he wants us to do better for people. Mr. Speaker, I thank you so much for your patience. And I thank you all.
And you know, the minute time this guy finished speaking, he just exit. He just left. He don't care about the other people who have to come and speak and present. He's a no good. He's a no damn good.
Thank you very much, Honorable MP for St. George Northwest. You have given a very, very emotional and touching presentation. I wish, before I hand over to the next speaker, I wish to say to you, Dr. Mitchell, that you will always remain a prominent icon on Grenada's political desktop. I now invite the Honorable MP for St. George Northeast to take the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I too would like to join in your sentiment to wish the former Prime Minister, former opposition leader, and soon to be former Member of Parliament for St. George Northwest, the Honorable Keith Mitchell, all the best in his future endeavors. But Mr. Speaker, it's a pity he left just before I was going to say this. Too late shall be the cry. The unity that was required to build this country was needed many years ago, not just today. And this is probably the most important lesson that any young politician should actually learn when entering politics. Always remember how you intend to end. Don't worry about what you meet. Everybody makes mistakes. But the point is, remember how you intend to end. So it is important you should start.
Yeah, so the Honorable Ron Redhead, take a bow. You're different. And you made it clear. Yeah, you made it clear. This guy is a disgrace. Keith Claudius Mitchell is a disgrace and has been for all of these years. So coming now and try to play nice and give nice words, he doesn't move me. He doesn't move me because I know this character. I know this character. He has been around for a lot of years, right? And right now, anything peeing on him. Keith Mitchell has become a laughing stock. So go home and rest. Go and rest yourself. He's a wicked individual in my belief. Wicked to the core in my belief. Go home and rest. Who cares about you and what you do? Get out. Move. And not only that, look who put in that man to retirement now. Look who shoving him in a old storeroom. Huh? A good dancer must know when to exit the stage. You need to know. I'm telling you, don't believe that after a while, the same people who applauded you, they start booing you. But he smells what is to come. Look at St. Vincent. Look at St. Lucia. I mean, these guys, they have been around for so long. It's just time to go and enjoy all the money that they amass over the many years. Just go. People fed up with these kind of characters. But he knows what he's doing because he believes that the younger people don't know about him. He believes that. He thinks that the younger set of Grenadians don't know about his nasty, dirty, stinking ways politically. These guys are no good. These are no damn good. And he doesn't mean well. I'm telling you, he doesn't mean well. But we have to expose him still because the damage, in my belief, that he did to this country over all these years just can't go away like this or be fixed like this. No. Just can't. So him going in the parliament and use words thinking that it would erase from the memory of people all his nasty deeds and ways and everything like that, that's not going to happen anytime soon. No. It's not going to happen anytime soon. Grenada could have been way more advanced, way more developed if in 1946 somebody gave the man, because I don't know who is the man. I don't know whether it's Dommy James or whether it's Gary or whether it's some other man. I don't know, and I don't care. If somebody had given that man some condoms, we would have been a better nation in 1946. Grenada would have been a better place because that character, that nastiness politically would have never come on the face of the earth. Never. Grenada would have been a better place. Trust me on that one. Or if somebody had given the other individual some Zebapik to drink or something of that sort, some bitter fence to drink, that old political nastiness would have never come on the face of the earth. He know damn good Simple. He no good. So coming and trying to appease and try to get sympathy. What's wrong with you? You getting that from? Mash, move day. Too late, too late. What's wrong with you? You can't fool me. You can't. You might be able to fool other people, but not me. Not Kim Jones. No. Your mother what? Who, me? Moving on.
Lecturers at the T.A. Marisho Community College TAMCC are still awaiting their 5% salary increase for 2025, according to Jude Bartholomew, president of the Grenada Union of Teachers. The payment is outstanding even as the year is nearing its end. The outstanding payment is part of a 13% salary increase for 2023 to 2025, which the GUT negotiated on behalf of both public school teachers and TAMCC lecturers. While the 8% for the first 2 years of the agreement has been paid, the 5% for 2025 has not.
In 2025, the teachers at the public school level again, primary and secondary school and other members received their 5% salary increases for 2025, for the period 2025. However, we are almost ending the year, and for some strange reason, that the lecturers at TAMCC did not receive that 5% salary increases. For somehow there seems to be some resistance from TAMCC.
Yes, so I played this because I am in full support of the president of the Grenada Union of Teachers and his position. I am in total accord. I am in total support with his position. And the government has to put its foot down in certain areas, and that is one of them. You agree? Because teachers in public and, the public schools and so on, they received their 4%, their 4%, their 5%. They received all of their increases. It also should have happened for the TAMCC lecturers. So the TAMCC lecturers, they receive their 4%, 4%. When it comes to the 5%, then there is a delay. And many a times there's some jack donkey in some position or two who believe that they could mess things up and make the government look bad. Just pay them people their damn money. December is coming to an end. Just pay them their money. It is simple like that. I'm in total support with what Jude is saying. Total support. Because we can't go back to the period of NNP and how NNP used to function, where you have increase and money for public officers for, let's say, this year, and 3 years down the road, they have to fight for it. Or 4 years down the road. Just pay them the money, right? Pay them the money and stop all your damn stupidness. All right? So I'm in full support of that. This guy is right. And he's one fair arbiter. He has been very, very fair. In fact, sometimes people say, well, he sung as though he's pro government and NDC. I don't know the man's political affiliation, and I don't care. But he has been fair nearly all the time. All right? He says, government is doing this good. I applaud that. It's wonderful. Teachers are happier. And then he says, I think you need to improve here, fix this here. This is a problem. That's what you want. He's not like the Daisy Hazards and the Andrew Lewis with a bitter rancor and a lunacy from time to time. He's not like these people. To just pay them people a damn money. It's theirs. You agreed. Don't renege on your agreement. It's simple like that. Sometimes you got to put your foot down. Put your foot down in some of those areas. All right? And get these things straight. Because, you see, the government is a pro-worker government. This government has done wonderful things for workers. This government has transformed the lives of so many workers. And just one little thing that spoiled the whole thing. You know? One little thing. So I am in total support of this gentleman because over the many years, he has been very, very fair. He's not one-sided. He's not, I like this guy. And I am saying to those who have to honor the commitment at TAMCC for 2025, pay them people their damn money. December coming to an end. Pay them. All right? Make sure that they get their money. End the year. Get them their money. So, acting like, and they're trying their best to make the government look bad. Don't fool yourself. There are a lot of people in different positions who trying their best to make the government look bad. They're stalling payments. They're dragging this out. Certain projects that need to be done. Look at the Cliff project, for example. Look at the thing going fast now. Why couldn't go fast then? Look this pace at which they're going with the Cliff project. You see, sometimes you have to understand, the Honorable Tillman Thomas, former Prime Minister, all right, Uncle Tilly, his government was sabotaged, undermined by a lot of people in public offices, and statutory bodies and all them different things. They undermine him. And I want to be honest, some of those people who were in NDC during that time, they were naive. They were naive. They thought that, they put their faith and trust in these people so much that they come and they give them it's like a dagger they put in their back. And we can't go down that road again. We can't. There are a lot of people in high places and different departments and so on. They're sabotaging the whole system. There are those who are pulling their weight, who are working overtime to make government look good and the country benefits. All right? But there are those who are hell-bent on undermining and sabotaging this government. And we can't be naive like the previous NDC. Sometimes you got to put your feet down and make the changes that are required to save you, government, and the country. So you see, this one, they got to sort this thing out. And I always say, there are some people on statutory boards, there are some folks who at PS level, they're PSAs or advisor to this and advisor to that. And they're academic dumbs. They're so bright that they just dumb. They dunce. They're so bright. They have too much inside their brain. It's like the truck that got stuck under the tunnel. All them bright boys and them saying, well, let me do this and let me do that. A guy they call Dummy James, he passed. He said, well, just take out the air in the tires now. Deflate it. Take out the air from the tires and the truck will come out. Just that. That's the solution, And when you take it out, the truck come out, then you go and you pump it. You put back the air in it and you go away. So sometimes these guys, they become so, they over bright. They dunce bright. I'm telling you. And you see them and they, Mr. This and Mr. That, and they, you understand the point? And they playing this and they playing, and you see them in the pews. So there might be an event, and you see them folding their legs, and you watch them and you say, you just watch them. And anyways, folks, I want to wish you all the best on this Sunday. Enjoy it to the max. Take good care. Bye for now. Bye for now.